the realm of the Pachamama, where we live right now, those enslavement processes are all about the manipulation of collective fields. And this is why I went so deep into the different empowering, the layers of reclaiming your power. And gosh, I think it was a chat, it was last month, where I talked about reclaiming the conception process, reclaiming the birthing process, reclaiming the, of course, the everyday walk that we have moment to moment and every day, but and then also reclaiming the dying process and reclaiming the those are the facets that we need to reclaim to truly become a fully autonomous being in this world. When I say autonomous, that means actually it qualifies as one of the first stages of immortality. So I've worked with different immortal masters in this lifetime, and they talk to me about, there's different stages of immortality. And the first stage of immortality is being able to retain your memories between lifetimes. Okay. So you can wake up to a level of your consciousness in this biosuit, in this here and now, in such a way where when you consciously pass from this biosuit, you are liberated from having to navigate the bardos. And when you successfully navigate the bardos, you can choose to come back. And if you choose to come back and experience this realm again, you retain your memories. Okay, you retain your memories. And this is actually Elmine that talked about this, because she was, I think it was in '86, July of '86. She recovered the first stage of immortal mastery. Now there were more stages that she went through later on, but that was the first stage. And this is backed up by other immortals that have no connection with the Toltecs or her particular lineage that I've had communications with, and they talk about immortal masters have been on this planet for a long time, and it's not something unknown. It's actually something very known, especially in Asia. In Asia, in particular, it's so known that there's laws in China made to deter the reclamation of an immortal master. And what does the reclamation look like? This is what it looks like. So say a lama, a Rinpoche, and reaches his the end of his cycle in this biosuit, he samadhis, and he'll have a caretaker, he'll have a beloved disciple caretaker, at his side throughout all those years, right? And that disciple / caretaker is given the responsibility to find the reincarnation of that past lama / Rinpoche. And they go through a whole rigmarole, really intense rigmarole of a divination process of visiting different lamas that are in charge of records of different mountains. Okay, so it's like this pilgrimage that the caretaker beloved disciple goes through in order to isolate where the reincarnation is going to occur, and then they isolate the family of where that this reincarnation has happened, and they take the reincarnation of the master usually before the age of 2, and then they bring that reincarnated master back to the temple, and they start reminding them of the life that they just left. And it's usually within a few months that this reclamation happens. So the master of Say will die in June, and then the reclamation of the reincarnation happens ideally around December. Sometimes it takes longer, but anyway, I digress. And so then by time that master reaches the age of 5, they have recovery of their lifetimes before. Okay, and this is something that has been happening on this planet for many, many thousands of years. The Mayans, called the Han tribes, they had their own version of this. This is where a lot of you guys remember being warriors and going through a ceremony where you have your heart pierced. Okay, that was a graduation from the warrior level into the priestly caste. So once your heart gets pierced, then your beloved finds your reincarnation and then brings you back to the mystical tradition. So this is something that's been going on all over the world, but it is in Asia and Tibet that they've been able to maintain that practice up until recently, because China has these rules now that if they catch the disciple looking for their for the reincarnation of their beloved master, it's the penalty is death. Okay, so this is a very real process to the Asians. This is not something that's very far away from reality in that culture. In Western culture, it's very far away from reality, from everyday reality. Unless you're multidimensional like us, and then hey, this makes total sense, right? Okay, but I digressed. So the enslavement on this planet is less in the Akashic structure and more in that collective field. And this is the other reason, one of the other very important benefits to working with the Fey realm and the interdimensional beings. And it's because they teach you how to get out of these collective fields. Not only give you the keys to show you how to be out of the collective field, but also dissolving these collective fields for yourself and others. Dissolving, maybe they'll show you how you participated in anchoring this collective field. Yeah, come on in, darling. Oh, it's super windy outside, and a dear sister Starshine needs to come in out of the cold. Yeah, come on in. I'm just wrapping up. Okay. You should see her. She's all bundled up. So this is how the enslavement process works. On Earth, it's very different than these other soul groups. Now, there are people incarnating in earthly biosuits that come from these other soul groups, and then that is where the Akashic level of enslavement actually starts participating in the limitation of your here and now lifetime. Okay, so we have Dracos. We have all kinds of Dracos that are incarnating in human bodies. We have all kinds of Orions incarnating in human bodies. We have people, beings from star systems all over the place reincarnating in human bodies, and that participates into that limitation. But it is not an end all be all thing, because one of the gifts of having a biosuit gifted to us from the Pachamama, I mean, this biosuit is very unique. I mean, humanoids are all over the place, but this biosuit and this configuration is unique to the Pachamama, Mother Earth. Okay, so that means all beings that are incarnating, no matter what level of soul group they come from, no matter what level of enslavement they've experienced in the soul's journey or in their soul family, they get an opportunity of liberation by simply virtue of having an earthly biosuit. Okay, because now they can liberate themselves, right? They have everything at their access to liberate themselves. It's just a matter of getting through those blind spots that are created and held in place by the collective. Okay, so there are many beings like starseeds or other beings that really have memories of Alpha Centauri or memories of the Pleiadians or the or different planets in Sirius and stuff like that. It's like, this is great, no big deal. You are still afforded all the beautiful miracles and empowerments that come with this biosuit. It just takes work.